Life in tea, yeah, this is the Freeman Methodist Society in Nongwa Adegono. And this morning we just want to bring you a word from the Lord from the book of Joshua chapter 1. God tells Joshua 4 times that be strong and courageous in the verse 6, in the verse 7, and the last verse of the chapter. Have you ever wondered why God had to tell Joshua consistently to be strong and courageous? Guess what? 40 years ago, Moses had sent Joshua and Caleb and 10 other people to go and spy the promised land God promised to them. But because of the bad report that these people brought to the Israel nation, the Israelites for 40 years saw the promised land, but they never entered the promised land because of fear. Let's take a look at the narrative in Numbers chapter 13 and chapter 14. So in Numbers 13, from the verse 31, but the men that they went up with him said, we are not able to go against the people, for the people are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land which you have given us to search is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people we saw there are men of great stature. And we saw there giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own eyes as grasshoppers, and we were in their eyes as such. These were the report that 10 people gave, that they saw themselves as grasshoppers. And they added that the people even saw them as grasshoppers. Was this really true? The answer is no. Because in Joshua chapter 2, when the 2 spies went to stay with Rahab made a statement that for 40 years, the people in Jericho were paralyzed for fear because they heard what God did with the Israelites in Egypt, how God vanquished the army of Egypt. The people that the Israelites were afraid of were rather afraid of them. It's interesting how fear can keep you at the gates of your destiny for 40 good years just because we are not able to live out in fear. It was fear that caused King Saul to offer sacrifice instead of obeying God. He did this thing twice and it cost him his throne. It was fear that caused the manager with the 1 talent to bury his gift. It was fear that caused Pontius Pilate to give up Jesus to be crucified because he was afraid of the crowd and he was afraid of Caesar. Fear had a way of paralyzing us. Fear has a way of robbing us of the glory that God had promised to us. Fear has a way of keeping us at the gates of our destiny. And fear will paralyze you for as long as you allow it. That is why God's word to us this week is that be strong and courageous. The last step to every breakthrough from God is boldness. If David had allowed fear to paralyze him, he would have never been the king of Israel. When everybody saw Goliath and ran away from him, David saw Goliath and said, this was an opportunity to make my statement. This was an opportunity to announce myself. Deal with the fears in your life by allowing the peace of God, by allowing the knowledge and the truth that if God be for you, who can be against you? The people that the Israelites saw themselves as grasshoppers, these were the same people who shut the walls of Jericho, that nothing would enter, nothing would come out, because they were afraid of the Israelites. Unfortunately, many of us are like the Israelites. We see ourselves as grasshoppers. And we would like to conclude by looking at what God said in Numbers chapter 14 after the people had complained. So Numbers chapter 14 and in the verse number 11, the Lord is saying, and the Lord said to Moses, how long will the people provoke me? And how long will they not believe all the signs that I have showed among them? I will smite them with pestilence and disinherit them, and I will make a great nation out of them. God was telling the people of Israel, I have defeated the Egyptians before you. I have parted the Red Sea. Yet still, you allow fear to paralyze you from inheriting the promised land. Enter this new week, knowing that if God is for you, nothing can be against you. Fear not.